Oh, there you go.
Got it. Okay.
Hey, player one, are you ready?
Captain Bogy, I got unlimited lives. I was born ready. Let's start the Gamers Addict Show.
Listen to this flow. Listen how I go. So clear there is no static. You're in for a treat. On this funky beat, you're watching the Gamers Addict.
The Gamers Addict, I am TGA. The Gamers Addict, you are TGA. The Gamers Addict, who is TGA? The Gamers Addict, we're all TGA.
TGA talking everything to do with movies, toys, video games. TGA entertains as a high performer. Warp Zone Trivia, Bogy's Corner.
The Gamers Addict, I am TGA. The Gamers Addict, you are TGA. The Gamers Addict, who is TGA? The Gamers Addict, we're all TGA.
The host of the show, a Gamers Pro. He goes by Player One. TGA crew, we conquer, getting stronger. Player One, what you got to say?
Game over. The Gamers Addict, I am TGA. The Gamers Addict, you are TGA. The Gamers Addict, who is TGA? The Gamers Addict, we're all TGA.
Enough said.
Hey guys, welcome to the Gamers Addict Show.
Yeah. All right.
And welcome to our not so scary Halloween special. Yeah.
Well, this is scary. Halloween.
It is Halloween.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's October.
It is.
Well, it might be scary because today on the Gamers Addict we have none other than ALUCARD here today, and he'll be telling a scary story, and it's gonna be something that might really scare you. Huh, Brian?
I'm not afraid of anything.
Okay.
Ooh, look at him.
Because I'm a superhero. I can't do anything.
Nice. Okay, none other than my co-host today here, Captain Bogy.
How you guys doing? This is your boy Captain Bogy here. Can't wait to see what we have in store for this Halloween episode.
That's right. And here today is my special guest, Superhero Brian.
So,
Yeah.
How are you today?
Superhero.
High five.
Five high.
So today, high five.
Five high.
All right. So today we're gonna be looking at this cool toy here, or is it a toy?
I don't know.
oh, it might be, and it might not be.
It looks like there's food in there.
It's Dr. Dreadful Zombies from the Zombie Lab.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because that's what it says right here.
Oh.
Oh, he can read.
So yeah, it looks gross and supposedly it tastes great.
Yeah,
So
right.
So we're gonna try some of this out, right, Brian?
Yeah.
So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab that cup over there.
This one?
Yeah, grab the cup. Okay, and then you're gonna pour into the brain.
Oh, in here?
Yes. And our cameraman's there. He's gonna get a good picture of that. Pour it in.
What? Oh my god.
Whoa, what's coming out?
It looks like blood.
Yeah.
Looks like blood.
Why are you showing us blood?
So let's mix it up in there.
Oh my god.
Oh, what did I drop there?
Ew.
We got some zombie brain.
Yeah.
This is like a brain.
It's kind of gross.
I know.
I don't know why I'm so close to this.
You want some?
Oh god.
Are you
I'll
a
get some.
doctor?
Are you helping the zombie?
Let's
Yeah.
see.
You helping zombies?
Zombie infections?
Ew.
Brian, I think you need to do this job.
What?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. There you go.
Oh my
Spider.
You
god.
gonna try that?
Yeah.
Tell me what it tastes like.
That's zombie brain you're eating.
I think we gotta push this down. Oh!
It's just like a lummy.
Tastes like gummy?
Yeah.
Is this coming out?
Disgusting.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit more water. So we'll pass it down to the Gamers Addict kitchen. Oh, there it comes.
Oh.
What? That's blood from his brain.
Wait, what is that? Is that? I'm not trying that.
I'm not even sure. It's
Yeah.
oh, look at that.
Wait, is that actually?
Here's some more water.
Okay, we're
This is
gonna.
some TGA water.
I think that's enough. I think that's enough water.
Oh shoot, that's.
Yeah, that's enough water. That's
Yeah,
enough water.
that's enough
All
water.
right.
Let's just put that back.
Okay.
Let's put this back in the
And,
toilet.
ooh, look at that! Look at that! You see that? It's turning different colors.
Oh my god, can I try
You see
another
that?
one of these?
You want to try it?
Nasty.
Here,
No.
you gotta pick. You gotta pick it.
Oh,
you gotta
okay.
pick it.
That one, I
Bring a
want.
couple little more this way.
Brain. Okay, let me get the one right here. Oh my god.
Go ahead, pick that up. Pick that little sucker up.
What kind of toy did you get your son?
Hey, this is from the Warp Zone.
Are you a brain surgeon? Are you
Remember?
certified?
Do you remember when we went to the
We
that
did?
Rambo adventure?
Yeah.
Remember when we
This
got
is
stuck
hard.
in the
One in a
80s?
million
I'm
of not making
kidding.
out
This is
alive.
actually
Thank you.
really hard.
Yeah, well, hey, we're still here, right?
Yeah, 1 in a million.
This is so
You got
hard.
lucky.
This is like so hard.
Pick it up with your hand.
Oh, okay.
Pick it up with your
Okay.
hand. You know what?
Oh my god, it's so jiggly now.
You're gonna try and
So
double
you
these?
know you're eating brains right now, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's brains.
Wow.
That's it.
Here you go, Bo.
Bog.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
You want me to eat part of the brain of the skull that who's been who knows where?
Good. It's a gummy.
You're gonna have
Are you serious?
Just grab it, Bo.
Yeah.
Grab the brain.
Is it
Grab
a
the brain.
cram?
Oh my god. Ah.
Like punch.
And it feels icky too.
Is that face pouring? Mmm, look at this.
How are you eating this without throwing up?
Because it tastes like gummy.
What?
It does.
Brain tastes like gummy? Ah, let me have yours then. Oh, not too much air. All right, I'll try it. But if I get sick, you need to get me medicine, okay?
Okay.
Will Chinese food do?
Yeah. All right, here.
So look at this. This is like all
Is
gooey.
it gummy?
Mix it together.
Brain tastes like gummy? Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I'm not eating that.
Try it.
Nope. Oh,
I'm gonna try it just for the heck of it. I
Oh
wanna
my-
see what it tastes like.
It tastes like.
And if you fall on the floor, don't worry. We'll call the ambulance.
What does it taste like?
Ugh, not bad.
Does it taste
Wow.
like zombie blood?
Okay.
So yeah, there you have it, folks. Really cool, huh?
Yeah.
Did you like it, Ryan? Did you recommend this toy?
Yeah.
So again, this is the Dr. Dreadful Zombies from the Zombie Lab. Really
Wait.
cool. You can get it at your local store,
Wait, you can also break
Walmart.
these. Look.
Yep, you got different colors and flavors, and you can even make them. It's got like a spider that you can make out of the gummies. Like if you stick it in here, you can make spiders and gummy snakes, which is like up here.
Or do you have like?
So really cool.
Oh.
So this is a birthday gift that you just gave your son?
No, I told you. Don't you listen to anything I say?
Oh,
We got
okay.
it from the Great Rambo Adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember when we were stuck in the 80s?
Yeah.
This is like so wet.
Please don't remind me.
Wait.
So there you have it, folks. Thank you for watching, and we'll be right back with ALUCARD. ALUCARD's Retro Layer.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamers Addict Show.
Yeah!
And today, in our second season of our Halloween special, none other from ALUCARD's Retro Layer.
ALUCARD!
We have the man, the myth, the legend,
That's
the
it.
hybrid, ALUCARD.
What's up, brother?
What is
Yeah.
going on, my friends? How are you all
I've been
doing
doing great.
today?
Good,
Yeah,
man.
we good one? Yeah?
We're excited.
Alrighty,
man.
guys. So, to go ahead and get started today for my retro corner, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a horror story.
Uh-oh.
Something that actually happened to me in my life. Now, most of the stories that I've actually told have been when I've been like 16, 17, going all the way up to about, 26 years old. So I have a really strong recollection of most of these stories. But the story that I'm going to tell you today, I have a good recollection, but some of it is really mixed up because I was actually really young when this happened. But I definitely remember a lot of weird incidents taking place. And until this very day, I always remember this weird incident that happened to us. So we're going to get started.
Oh boy.
Before I go directly into the story, I want to talk about a lady that I knew. When I went to high school in Panama City Beach, Florida, my best friend's mom, or I think it was his mother or his grandmother, either way, she was this wonderful, beautiful woman. I loved her to death. She was the most sweetest, kindest lady in the world. And I remember, like, we would always joke around and have fun, and I always told her I was into, like, the supernatural, like, seeking out ghosts, trying to find things, because I never really saw anything, you know, exactly specific that stood out at me, like something jumping or talking or any of that stuff. And it just always intrigued me. And when I was talking to her, I told her that I was messing around with the Ouija board. Now, she was a Cherokee Indian, and she actually made me a dream catcher. And I remember her warning me and telling me, she was like, Travis, honey, if you want to seek out and you want to look for things, that is fine, but do not mess with Ouija boards. They may look like a toy when you walk into all these shops and you're sitting there, but they are not a toy, and that is a realm that you don't want to mess with. The reason why I'm bringing this up is going all the way back to when I was about, I'm going to say 6 or 7 years old, probably 7 years old. We had an incident that occurred that was actually rather terrifying. So my family is a military family. They were in the Marine Corps, and we used to move around a lot. So we lived up and down California, and we also like Los Angeles, just every possible place you could imagine. And at one point, we moved from one of the bigger cities we were in to a very, very small town of about 3,000 people. This was in far northern California. You couldn't get any more north before you hit somewhere like Klamath Falls, Oregon, from where we were. The town we were in, I personally found it creepy because I've always found small towns to be creepy, and it might be from watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I grew up. But it always seems like the weirdest stories come out of very small towns, because you have to question sometimes, who wants to move to the middle of nowhere where there's nothing, right? Like absolutely nothing, especially stay there their entire lives. So you always wonder, you know, what kind of weird things are going on in these small towns, and I've always found the concept scary. So the thing is, in this town, as a kid, you know, it seemed innocent to me. As an adult, I've always thought back, and I just really was not a fan of this particular place. That being said, my father moved us with my mom. There was me, my sister, and my 2 other brothers. And we had an uncle who had a mansion. And in this town, this was one of the biggest houses in the entire town. But it was also a very, very old house. I think it was something like 100 years old. I have no idea. It was old.
So this was in some city in Transylvania?
Yes, this was a city in Transylvania, but this is before I got my bat wings, so I hadn't quite been transformed into the vampire ALUCARD yet, but getting somewhere there. So we moved to this town, and I remember walking up to this house, and there was giant trees everywhere and bushes, and there was just plants and vines growing up the entire building. The doors were really, really old, and it had this huge knocker on it. I swear to you, it was like something out of a weird 80s horror movie. And I remember knocking on the door and walking in, and the decor was really old. There were spider webs. Everything around just looked really incredibly unsettling. So we started taking the time to clean up the house. My brothers went through and wiped everything down and kind of brought it back to a state where it felt like it was livable. When we were in this house, I remember the first night I was sleeping, I was walking around the house, and I just kept getting this nervous feeling, and I felt really unnerved, like the hair standing on top of your arm, you know, kind of thing, like maybe somebody was there or somebody was watching me. But when I would tell my parents, they told me that, you know, there's nothing wrong, it's just an old house, it's in your head, you probably just saw something scary, and that was it. And we just kind of let it go and fell asleep. Well, my 2 brothers, who were, I believe, 16 and maybe 18 at the time, I might be a little off, they thought it would be fun to do a seance. And they brought out a Ouija board. Now, this is the part that I don't fully recollect, but this is what I was told by my brother. I remember parts of this. we all sat around in a circle, and to us, this was something that was fun, you know, something where nothing bad was actually going to take place or happen. So we sat around in this circle, and we all held hands, and my brother started speaking, and he was saying something to the house, saying if there's any presents or anything in here, please show us. We're not here to harm you. We just want to know if anything's anything in the house. And we all sat there and we held hands and closed our eyes, and we weren't really noticing too much how was going on. And then I remember my brother Jason took out a Ouija board. So he picked up this Ouija board, and we're sitting in this corner. And as a kid, it was scary for me, but it was also fun because I was always very intrigued, again, even as a child, by anything supernatural or to do with any powerful spirit. So apparently, as we were asking questions on the keyboard, and we asked if anybody was here to make themselves notice, he said that it spelled out yes, and it started moving. Now again, I want to state a fact that I do not remember this. I do not remember anything moving. This is what I was told by my brother specifically. After that was done, he said he asked another question if it was okay that we were living in this house, and he said that it started moving all over the entire board, so it was going incredibly fast, and my brother started freaking out, and he told me that the board literally lifted up off of the table and flipped, and then things fell off the table, and things started falling down everywhere. So he grabbed me, ran, brought me to a corner, was holding me, and everybody just started freaking out, so they were scared to death. He told me I was crying my eyes out. I didn't know what was going on, and after that, they took the board, they got rid of it. I think my brother burnt some sage in the house, and he was telling my father that he thinks we shouldn't be in this house, like we need to leave or we should move. This is the part that he told me, not the part, again, I remember. Now, moving forward from this day, this is what creeped me out. I remember every single night when I would fall asleep, I would always wake up sometime around 1 or 2 in the morning, and I always had to go to the bathroom, and I was always really thirsty. I used to be a kid who slept all the way through the night.
Oh, you know
but I always woke up.
That happens to me now.
To go to the bathroom, there was a weird staircase. So I would come out of my room, I'd walk down a hall, and I would open the door, and there was this very long staircase leading down to just a toilet. That was it. There was no shower, nothing else, just the toilet. So I remember every time I would look down the stairs, I would get so scared because there was no light that popped up on that staircase. So I walked down very carefully to the bottom, and then when I got in there, I'd flip on the light and use the restroom. Every time I was done, I would run right back up the stairs, and then I would go right back to bed. But there was something about the particular hallway and that bathroom that scared me, and I always assumed, it was just, I'm a kid, it looks kind of freaky, it's dark. Well, that changed on a particular day. I went down the stairs one night, like I did every other night, and I went there, opened the door, turned on the light, and I started to pee. I went to the bathroom. As I was peeing, like literally as I was finishing, but right when I went to flush the toilet, it flushed by itself. Now, some people tell me this could be plumbing or something that was wrong because it's an old house, but I literally saw the knob go down and I saw the toilet flush. And I remember I got so freaked out, the hair on my arm was standing up. I got so scared, and I turned around and go to the door, and the door just boom, and the door shut. I immediately started screaming at the top of my lungs, and I was like, oh my God, and I'm just like screaming, Dad, oh my God, come here, and I'm freaking out, and I'm crying my eyes out, and I'm trying to open the door, and I can't get this freaking door open, and then I hear them running down, and then they pull open the door, and they're asking me, they're like, what's going on? Why are you screaming? And I told him the toilet flushed and the door slammed, and I couldn't get the door open. And my dad assumed that I just wasn't turning the knob strong enough, or I wasn't yanking or like holding the door, but it would not move. This door was hard shut, and I got incredibly scared. So after they got the door open, they brought me upstairs, laid me in bed. I would not let them leave the room. They stayed in there with me all night. I was scared to death, and I told them I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to be in the bathroom. I didn't want to lay in this room, and I wanted to get out of this house. After laying down and going to sleep, they told me that we were going to go to a motel and stay there for a few days to get me out of the house. And eventually, we ended up moving out of this house. I'm not sure what happened, if they sold the house or what happened for what reason, but I'll never forget that particular day. There was always weird noises in this house. I would hear things that sounded like whispering, weird knocks. Was it a real event? I don't know. The house is 100 years old. To be perfectly honest with you guys, it's entirely possible that the plumbing was messed up and that these noises I heard was an old house settling. But something about that door slamming and seeing that toilet flush by itself as a 6 or 7 year old has never left my mind. So regardless of whether all that Ouija board stuff actually happened, which I can't confirm, I will say that it is the first supernatural ghost experience I've ever had. And yeah, say I left the house and I never wanted to be there again.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty much my story that I have for you guys today.
Wow, that's pretty scary. I have one question regarding that story. You said you got backed into a corner. Now, was that Bogy's corner?
I don't think it was Bogy's corner. It might have been Bogy's corner. Bogy's out ages me. Maybe he was there. Maybe he was the one haunting the house. I don't know.
I've been around.
Make sure you tell Bogy though. I really like him in that game you were playing. What's that game you were live streaming again, Javier?
Oh, was that? Do I have to say it?
I think you do. Yeah.
I don't recall any game.
Me neither.
You ever recall any game that you were live streaming with your wife, and I remember Bogy was like trying to chase you, and you were trying to capture, like knock him out or something like that? No.
Pac-Man?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that was.
No. I don't think it was Pac-Man. Can't seem to be putting my finger on it right now.
No,
There's something.
No, you must be dreaming.
Yeah. I don't know how this nightmare story turned into a Bogy's corner.
There was something, but anyways, guys, so that's my story for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I know it was a simple story, and it doesn't maybe seem terrifying, but as a child, it legitimately was. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show. And I want to thank Javier again and everybody at the Gamers Attic, all of you guys, for having me on and being a part of your Halloween change-up. It was a blast.
Who's this Javier guy he keeps talking about?
Oh, I think it means player one.
Oh, player one, it tears me. I'm sorry, player one.
Yeah.
So
So
there's a lot of content on your channel. You have plenty of horror stories in a series called The Horror Corner, where Captain Bogy and One Man Band have been in some of the stories. So So can you give the fans out here your social media page?
Please.
absolutely not. Bye. No, I'm kidding. Yes. We on our channel, one thing that we thrive for on Retro Alliance Gaming is doing something different every time, and basically whatever comes out of my brain and out of my mind. So whenever we're not doing stuff to do with video games, sometimes I tell stories, sometimes we do skits, and sometimes we do something called a horror corner, where we tell horror stories and I get a group of people together. One such story that we did tell was one with Bogy, which was freaking awesome, and One Man Band, and it was definitely one of my favorites that was on there. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out. On social media, you can find us at Retro Alliance Gaming on YouTube. and also Retro Life Gaming on social media. Not so much Facebook. I don't do Facebook anymore, but you can find us on there. And yeah, if you want to check out our channel, we have a lot of great Halloween content coming. And I actually have a really great horror video coming up really soon in the next couple days, and about 3 more coming this month. So I think you guys will have a blast.
And if you guys want to send any gifts, video game stuff, just send it out to Transylvania. It's in a castle.
Yes.
Yeah. Out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the link there so you can send you the packages.
Well, just don't send it to my father's castle, though, because, you know, the ALUCARD, me, and Dracula thing, we still aren't really having a thing. It only pops up like once every 1,000 years, number one, so I'm not really going to get your package for a very long time. And 2, most of the time that I'm in that castle, I'm pretty much trying to kill my dad, so I'll give you a P.O. box later.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
think that,
So
I
there
think
you
that'll,
Awesome. So there you have it, folks. From the Gamer's Addict's own ALUCARD himself. So guys, we're gonna take a brief commercial break. And we'll be right back with Bogy's Corner.
thank you guys. Have a great one. I'll see you next time on the Retro Corner.
All right. Damn, I think he left some of the scary story behind and attacking us.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamer's Addict Show.
Yeah! Jonas!
And we're back in our final segment of the show.
Already?
Already.
Oh my god.
Final?
Having so much
Final.
fun, man. We need 10 more segments.
You know, there'll be other shows, right?
Okay.
Unfortunately. So if you have liked our video, just hit the like button and subscribe to our channel and support the Gamers Addict Show. So here in our final segment, I'm going to be talking about some not so scary movies. Okay? That's right. Not so scary movies. Well, this is a PG show, buddy.
Oh my god. PG.
Halloween?
It can still be scary.
So these movies, you know, they might be scary, but they're not as gory, or they're kind of funny. You know,
Okay.
they're funny to me, so I'm just recommending them. They made me laugh a lot. Yeah.
We got a toy.
And look who's here with us today.
Oh!
Hey, what's
OMB in the house! What's happening?
Good, man. What have you been up to? I mean, I know you've been touring the country.
Yeah, what's
You've been
touring?
all over the world.
Yeah.
You're a global phenomenon.
I was looking for your guitar,
Yeah, I know.
glitch stove.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up. We're trying to get it back, brother.
I know.
I know. I told you we would get it back, but it's been a little
The tour's not the same.
Yeah.
tough. But
I mean, how do you do this, like in the air?
I just make air sounds.
Gotcha.
I make air guitar sounds. It works.
We're gonna get you guitar.
Please. Yeah. The tour was rough for them.
So,
I made it happen. but it was
Okay.
tough.
and look who's here, Ron Wise Gamgee,
Round live! What?
Where was he?
back from the dead.
We found him in the corner. He was just walking around in circles. Damn, you must have been dizzy.
For 1 year. For 1 year.
Oh my goodness.
Is that
Okay.
why your hair's parted to the side like that?
Yeah.
All that inertia.
It was the work of glitch, I tell you.
Man,
think
telling
of
you.
Flashpoint Paradox,
God.
only his version of it.
Alright.
man.
And we have Sora back here
Oh!
Wrong guy, wrong
without
guy.
the hair.
Mega Man in the house.
Also wrong guy.
Oh wait, no.
Uh-oh.
Is that just Adrian?
Is that his twin?
Boo! Wax.
Okay, fine.
No, we want Mega Man. We don't need no Adrian.
Mega Man is currently being repaired.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, hi Adrian. Boo.
Hello.
And none other than Mr. October himself, GB.
GP, Ghostbusters. What's up?
1 year now. 1 year.
1 year ago.
Yeah, 1 year
Nice.
ago. Wow.
I'm protected by plot armor.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna give you a little plot here on the first movie.
Oh, I'm not here?
I forgot.
Oh.
I mean, it's like if you're not here, you're nowhere, right?
But I'm somewhere. I'm here in the TGA studios.
I'm sorry, but you know, it's like sometimes I can't tell if you're wearing a mask or not. And apparently today,
No, this is real.
yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
So here's Captain Bogy.
Yeah.
All right, another episode of TGA. Can't wait. It's been fun so far. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up, man. Give it to us.
Bring it home.
I'll give it to you. So the first one is, 2 bumbling employees at a medical supply warehouse accidentally released a deadly gas into the air. The vapors caused the dead to rise again as zombies.
I know what it is.
The Farters Part 2.
Night of the Living Dead?
No.
Return of the Living Dead.
Ding ding ding. Got it.
That's the sequel, kind of like the sequel.
All right.
Have you guys seen that movie?
Remember, we were watching it last Halloween.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, it was funny.
Is that the one at the very end that the guy opens up a door and there's a bunch of zombies and he gets ripped in half?
No, that's Day of the Dead.
Ah, okay, let's go. Sorry.
That one was good too.
Yeah, that's good.
So this one, yeah, it's real comedic, and basically these 2 guys release the trioxin gas into the cemetery, and all the dead come back to life, and they crave brains.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yes.
Did they end up dying? So they deserve that.
Well, yeah, kind of, and it's crazy because they were back in part 2, and you gotta watch them both. It's really cool.
Part 2 is a lot more
That
fun.
should have been fire.
Part 2 was funnier, yeah, it was a lot more funnier. So next movie, a small town.
Child's Play.
No. A small town gradually becomes aware of a strange creature which picks off people one by one.
Bogey Part 1.
But what is this creature and where is it?
Bogey Chapter 1.
No.
It.
No
No.
Chinese food there.
Shoot. At the same time,
Can't happen in that time.
a seismologist is working in the area.
Oh.
She detects tremors.
There you go.
Live underground.
The tremors.
That is correct.
You
It is
just gave it away.
correct.
I knew it right away when it said seismologist. I was like, oh,
Iron Man.
Yeah, right there. Yo, first off, I was thinking.
I gave it away, man.
Cheapers.
That's a great movie. I like that one.
Tomb Raider.
That's an early Kevin Bacon classic.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it
a
is.
And they're filming 7 right now.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was gonna say, and also the Asian guy. He was in 3 Ninjas.
Yes,
We
yes.
forget his name.
I forget his name, but he passed.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
he passed.
Jet Li.
No, Jelly still.
Okay.
You know, 3 Ninjas. Oh, he was also in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
That's only
totally
the guy
true.
with the little kid.
No, it's
No,
not.
no,
Jackie Chan.
Grandfather.
Jackie Chan is.
Oh, it's about time.
I'll show you.
That's a good movie. I like that movie.
Okay.
That was like the first one was good. Yeah, the second one, and then after that, it just
The other ones were straight to DVD, right?
yeah, they were kind of terrible.
And each one has Michael Gross.
But it's fun to watch.
All right.
Okay, next movie. Oh God. 3 former parasite.
Ghostbusters. Part 7.
No,
The return of the Miami Ghostbusters.
no, you
Right?
you already got it.
It's
Oh.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
So they're-
professionals,
I'm
they
wrong,
set
I'm
up
wrong.
shop at a
I'm wrong.
unique ghost removal service.
Yeah, we can't.
No, I'm
we
wrong.
can't even read the questions
No.
out, and it's already.
Super Mario Brothers.
Like,
And that's
The 3.
that's like the funnest movie to watch, right?
yeah,
Heck yeah.
it's a great
You can
movie.
watch it over and
It's
over
a great.
again.
It's a classic.
It's like Back to the Future. You
Can't
can
wait
watch
till
it
next
all.
year when we see the new one.
Yeah.
Bring them on. Let's bring
Yeah,
them.
keep it
Bring
happening.
them
Yes,
on. Bring
next
them on. Bring
movie.
them on.
It's gonna be cool.
Five youngsters find themselves up against the combined might of Dracula.
Yeah.
The Mummy, the Gillman, and Frankenstein's
Squad.
Yeah.
monster who arrive in town in search of a
I was letting him finish, but
The
yeah,
Hulk.
Monster Squad. No, it's Monster Squad.
Tomb Raider.
When he said 5,
Mario Brothers.
He said 5 kids. I said Monster Squad, bro. That's a classic.
What is it?
You got it, Monster
He
Squad.
said,
Oh.
he said it first.
Okay.
But I was waiting for you to say
Oh,
it.
he said it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we let him finish or should we just?
Yeah, should we let
please,
me finish?
Please.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Sony.
Okay, and last but not least, a group of young shopping mall employees stay behind for a late night party in one of the stores. when the mall goes on a lockdown before they can get out, the robot security system malfunctions and goes on a killing spree.
Grease. Grease.
Grease like your arms?
Oh,
Grease. Right?
Walrus.
I only know which movie this is because I saw the review for it the other day on Cinemassacre. Chopping Mall.
That's right, Chopping Mall.
Wow.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it.
You must have a lot of time on your hands with no guitar.
That sounds like a Hispanic movie.
Yeah. Chopping Mall.
Yeah, that was done in Hialeah.
Yeah.
Chopping Mall.
That's where like the concept for Westland Mall came out.
El Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall.
And Chopping Mall.
So there you have it, folks. That's my little take on 5 not so scary movies you can watch and enjoy. So what you guys think?
Tremors took me back.
I don't know. I think Chopping Mall is probably really bloody and real crazy. I don't think that's not so scary.
Well, I think that'd be a great Bogy on the 6th special.
Okay. Well, report on it so I can get chopped up.
Return of the Living Dead though
What a bully.
has some scene there not chopped.
Well, actually, yeah, I would say it does have a scene that is iconic. So I guess I'll have to scratch that one out. But still, it was funny, right? Besides that.
I remember being a kid.
It
I was
sounds
5
funny.
years
Chopping
old watching
Mall.
that movie.
Missed opportunity, I think. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Killer Clowns from Outer
That's
Space
a
is a
great
cult
movie.
classic.
That is a great.
There's a lot of great 80s, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you.
He's had a lot of
I'm
great
gonna
movies.
be-
My
I
favorite.
remember I hit some in the last segment.
Yeah. I remember my favorite thing about 80s horror movies were the posters. They had the best
Yeah,
Oh
those are
my
some good
God.
posters, man. Oh yeah.
Like even House.
Unique.
House was just a hand ringing the doorbell.
Yeah, man.
Nightmare on Elm Street with his glove over the girl's
Oh
head.
my goodness.
Fright Night with the face in the cloud and the vampire.
Wow, I remember that.
Yeah, so, yeah, just to say, all these movies are rated R, so I'm not saying that, that you should watch these with your kids. I'm just saying they were funny to me growing up. And
That makes them the best movies.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot another funny horror movie. Player One's Birth.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that was ridiculous. He came out like this.
With the glove coming out first.
Was that a late
Wow.
Is that a late 70s cult
Yo,
classic?
that was a hell of a jab.
Instead of a picture, they froze him in
TV
time.
on Bogy, I'm good at that though, but I said, I gotta give you one, man.
Instead of a
Actually,
picture,
that's good. I like
Good,
that.
man.
this
Would
is his
you-
picture when he was born.
What about it's I don't know if I wouldn't say it's like a super scary movie, but it
Nice
has
one.
its moments of crazy things that happen. Maximum Overdrive.
I never saw it.
You never
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Maximum Overdrive with Emilio Estevez.
I know what you're talking about.
What is
I haven't
that, a
seen
car or a truck or something?
Hey,
It's alive,
there's a truck in the movie. There's
Okay.
actually a truck in the movie
That's
that
demonic.
what happens is a comet that's coming to Earth.
Oh.
And the comet somehow has like these crazy powers that controls all sorts of
Infinity Stone.
sort of, I guess. Maybe Thanos'
Spark.
cousin or something.
Okay.
And one of the things is it controls a truck, and it has it circle the little pit stop that they stopped at. And some people get like frantic, like I gotta get out of here, and they don't make it. Like they try to outrun the truck, and the truck just.
Oh, dang.
Crazy, man.
There's actually an iconic scene in that movie too, where the kids are playing baseball, and the kids are trying to run away from a steamroller, and unfortunately, one of the steamrollers actually gets. There's two versions of the movie. Like they edit out the steamroller part. Like it just looks like it's being flattened, but in the original version, when the steamroller is going over the kid, like the head actually, like the brain just pop out. The head just,
God.
yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
Hey guys, this proves that we need to get his guitar back. He's
Yeah.
watching too many movies.
totally.
He has too much time on his hands.
Too much free time.
Catching up on the cult classics.
Ishi.
See, when you're not playing music, you know.
Yeah, I see.
And then you start watching Chud.
Hopefully we'll make the right call and get your guitar back.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so. I
We're good.
really hope so. Feels
We're coming for you, Glitch.
hands are empty.
You little witch.
Well, guys, I want to thank you again for tuning in to watching episode 16 of the Gamers Attic.
Yeah.
Our special Halloween Not So Scary special. And here I have a couple of shout outs before we go. Runwise Gamgee, Ghostbusters Chris, OMG, Captain Bogy, Mustache Mega Man, Alucard, 24/7 Lou, Brian Hess,
You got a mustache.
Missy Wonder Woman Layla, Jerry the Wizard,
Wonder Woman.
Superhero Brian, D Nightmare, No More Toys, Tony Fernandez, my good friend Christine Alcaraz, Brian
His
Wayne
good
from
friend.
the Collectible Toys, Old School, ow.
He's really old. He's so old. Oh my God, dust.
I actually saw the movie that he was in the other day. I saw it, man. I saw your cameo.
Oh, you saw his arm? Cool, man. I saw his arm too.
Wow.
Left or right? I don't know which one it was.
Invasion USA. I saw it finally.
Uh-oh.
And last but not least, my wife Yvonne Ubieta.
Aww. Oh, bing, bing, bing. All right.
Pitter patter.
Yes.
Pitter patter.
And my mom.
There you go.
Oh.
Yes.
There you go.
You wouldn't be here doing this, man.
That's right. That's right, you know, because my birth was
Yeah.
a big horror.
It was captured
So I
right
should
here in
ask my
3D.
mother to see how horrific that was.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Since she is here.
Ay, Dios
She's in the
mío.
studio audience.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's the
that's
one
it?
putting her hand like, oh no.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, she's covering her face.
She actually forgot
she's
about
doing
that
this.
day.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll put her away. Yeah, I know.
know.
Reminding you of that moment.
All right. Well,
The chopping ball.
all right, guys. Thank you again, and we'll see you in December for a Christmas show.
Ooh. Santa Claus? Maybe?
Maybe we'll see. You never know.
Alright.
Done.
Wolverine.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the Gamers Addict Show.
Alright. Yeah.
I'm back for another special edition of Bogy's Corner, Captain Bogy.
Yeah! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and TGA fanatics, welcome to Bogy's Corner! Alright, so I am Captain Bogy. Today is October 26th, or only a few days away from Halloween. So today's episode is episode number 16 and it's called Bogy's Top 10 1980s Horror Movies. And I know most of my fellas here on this panel have seen plenty of them. Now a huge shout out again to Player One for putting together this TGA show and giving me this platform. Alright, so what is Bogy's Corner? Is my experiences as I go ahead and share with you guys how I grew up with games and toys and comic book collections, and pretty sure everybody here on this panel has done the same. So I am going to share with you what I experienced in the 1980s. And I think the 1980s, very unique time for horror movies compared to now. You know, alright, great. The special effects makes it look even super HD realistic, but you know what? In the 1980s, that stuff scared the crap out of us. Okay,
It was very gory too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
all right, so the last three Bogy's Corner, so you guys need to do some binge watching, was episode 13, Bogy Loves the MCU, and of course we know how that ended. Episode 14 was Bogy Far From Home, so going over that Spider-Man movie, and of course Spider-Man, I'm one of the biggest fans. Episode 15, we did Batman Day, and that was a lot of fun. We were there at Nowhere. Where were we? Nowhere. That's right.
And what was that called again? The Bogy Bragging Rights.
The Bogy Bragging Bodacious
Extravaganza.
Braggadocious.
All right. Yes.
Something like that.
So today I am excited to give you my top 10 picks. Everybody has their own top 10 picks, but I think mine is pretty close to how much money a lot of them made and was out there and internationally. Of course, there were hundreds of horror movies out there. Some of them with the craziest names, B movies. I mean, all of that. But I didn't hit too much of those. So we're gonna go ahead and start here at my number 10 pick, which is Gremlins. Out in 1984, grossed over $148 million. So a boy inadvertently breaks 3 important rules concerning his new pet, unleashes a horde of malevolently mischievous monsters on a small town. Hey, listen, Gremlins was a heck of a movie. At that time, for me, it was horrific.
Yeah. That was.
You know that the original story was supposed to be even darker than that?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It seems like it would have that premise.
And one of the tidbit, the town that they're in Gremlins is the same town they used for Hill Valley.
Nice.
So you can't get the gremlin wet, right?
That's right. You can't get them wet.
They multiply.
You can't feed them after midnight.
They turn into Gremlins.
And what was the third one?
They're scared of don't have bright light on them.
Bright light. Yes, that's right.
Take some pills and whatever.
Go ahead. You were about to say a joke.
No, I just see a resemblance here between you and the creature.
All right. Hopefully in the next segment we can establish.
Don't
who
feed
this
them
really
China
is.
buffet after midnight.
All right, my number 9 pick. Predator, 1987, grossing in almost $60 million. A team of commandos on a mission in Central American jungle find themselves hunted by an extraterrestrial warrior. Now, again, some of these movies might not be horrific, but you know what? Definitely a lot of the scenes, a lot of the action in there do have its momentous moments where the Predator.
And it also
really goes after
and it also gives the legendary line, "You are one ugly mother." You know what?
and what about? Let's go to the chopper.
Get to the chopper now! Kill me now! Do it! Do it! What are you doing?
I think one of the best scenes in that movie was Billy up in the woods. You know, when he stayed behind and challenged Predator.
Right. Arnold Schwarzenegger was in that movie. Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed.
Carl Weathers, yeah.
And Jesse the Body Ventura was in that movie, wasn't he?
Jesse the Body, yes.
I recommend you check out the Predator musical.
What? He dances or something, killing people?
They basically compiled like scenes in the movie and they made a musical describing the storyline. It's super funny.
Okay.
All right.
I have never heard of that.
I'm gonna watch that.
At number 8, we have Ghostbusters, coming out in 1984, domestic gross over $230 million. So 3 former parapsychology professors, they set up a shop as a unique ghost removal service. And of course, we have a GB in the house here, very huge fan, and definitely Ghostbusters. You know what? Even though it's comedic, but there were those moments, especially at that time, guys, when we were watching these movies, we were in the early teens, middle teens. So a lot of this stuff, did hit us really hard. Definitely Ghostbusters.
Librarian scared the crap out of a lot of people.
Yeah. And then Ghostbusters 2 followed up in 1989. All right, at number 7, The Fly, 1980. A brilliant but eccentric scientist begins to transform into a giant man-fly hybrid after one of his experiments goes horribly wrong. Yeah, I would say towards the end of the movie, the way he looked, it was just all that disfigurement.
And that's a remake of an original movie called The Fly.
Ooh, that's right.
Jeff Goldblum's in this movie, right?
Yes, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And there was a follow-up, and I didn't really know this, but there was a Fly 2 in 1989.
Yeah,
so,
I actually saw that one. I never saw the first one. I always saw the second one. That had Eric Stoltz in it.
All right, so coming in at number 6, Poltergeist, 1982. Domestic gross, almost $77 million. A family's home is haunted by a host of ghosts. Poltergeist is definitely one of those movies that is iconic in the 1980s as being a horror movie. And it was followed up by Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, in 1986.
Now, I will tell you this. That movie scared me. I mean, I was 3 when that movie came out. That movie scared me, man.
Of course.
Especially the part where the guy's taking the stuff off his face and he's coming off. And
I remember. Yes.
And you know what's funny? After watching it as an adult, I noticed how scary that movie is, but not one person gets injured or dies.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
At number 5.
The joke.
The what?
No, that scene you were talking about, the shredding face, they did that on Family Guy.
No, they did that King of the Hill, actually.
Yeah. No, it was Family Guy.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's it. And when Sully goes into the TV,
that was funny.
The theme song to Miami Vice. That was funny.
All right, at number 5, I have Child's Play, 1988, domestic gross, over $33 million. A single mother gives her son a much sought-after doll for his birthday, only to discover it's possessed by the soul of a serial killer.
Good guys.
Heck yeah! When that freaking little doll started moving on its own, I was terrified.
I remember that.
Still watching it to the end.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Boogie,
yes.
wanna play?
Oh my gosh. All right. At number 4, Aliens. 1986 domestic gross over $85 million. So 57 years later, Ellen Ripley is rescued by a deep salvage team during her hypersleep. The moon from the original movie has been colonized, but contact is lost. This time, colonial marines have impressive firepower, but will that be enough?
I remember that.
Aliens, and of course, you know, definitely there's a franchise on that. And that movie, you know,
That was 1980?
86.
1986.
The original one was
Aliens.
79.
okay.
Alien.
Yes.
Is this the one? Is it? If I remember correctly, is this the one where one of the Marines was walking and the alien just grabs him and pulls him up and just eats him, and then like there's nothing but like a pool of blood just falls there? Or
Good question. I'm
remember
not
if that
sure.
was out
I think
there.
you did it in all the
You should
movies.
know the answer to that. It involves the word eat.
Word heat?
Eat. He said eat. Yeah.
Eat.
Trying to be funny.
The answer is yes then,
Okay.
because he ate him.
Yeah, I remember.
All right. So at number 3, even though the first one came out in 1978, Halloween, the franchise. Of course, number 2 came out in 1981. Number 3 came out in 82. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers in 88, and Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers in 89. And that I would say is one of the again, this is my number 3, one of the top 3 movies of the 1980s, which really set the horror genre on fire. So definitely, that's one of my top picks.
When I saw that movie back in the day, I thought it was really scary. Halloween 4, when Michael was going after the kid, it scared the Jesus out of me.
Oh hell yeah!
I gotta say
Imagine
this.
watching that as a kid.
I've never seen any of them, but part 3, and it's funny because part 3 is the only one that Michael Myers that I know of.
Nice. All right, at number 2, Friday the 13th, 1980 domestic gross over $39 million. Plot: group of camp counselors are stalked and murdered by an unknown assailant while trying to reopen a summer camp, which years before was the site of a child's drowning. So there it is, that echoing. The music is so iconic.
That movie solidified Betsy Palmer's career.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the rest of her life.
Little known facts: young Kevin Bacon was in the first one.
Yes, he was.
He's the one that said that he's laying in the bed and he gets pierced by the arrow. And
that is correct.
Or a spear or something. Yeah.
That's right. Now, Friday the 13th Part 2 came out in 1981, grossing over 22 million. Part 3 in 1982, grossing over 34 million. And actually, in Part 2, that's when we first see actually Jason coming out. And then because in Part 1, the killer there was who?
Mommy.
Yes, La Mama. All right. We have Friday the 13th that came out, final chapter in 1984. Friday the 13th Part 4 coming out in 1985. Jason Lives Part 6 in 1986. And Part 7, The New Blood, 1988.
I love that one.
The New Blood?
The New Blood. That's with Tina. She's like the girl with
the powers.
Yeah, that's the one. You know what? That's the only one I saw. I remember.
She's the one that woke up Jason with her psychic powers.
Wait, wasn't one of these Jason Takes Manhattan or something like that?
There was a Jason Takes Manhattan too. Yeah.
Oh, that was in New York. Oh, I was gonna say, cause I remember that one because I remember the boxer was trying to fight him and then Jason just
uppercuts his head off.
That was comedic.
I'm sorry. I know it's gruesome. It was funny.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess when they took it to Jason Takes Manhattan,
it was
like they were reaching out now. They were, not.
I thought it was cool.
It was alright.
I get it, but
when he got to Manhattan, it got exciting for me.
I know. But then he goes to space and
Jason X.
Jason X is good.
Before that, Jason Goes to Hell. I remember that one.
Yeah, but Jason X was good, man.
Yeah, Jason Goes to TGA. I mean, it's like they run out of.
There was a funny.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Jason Goes to TGA.
Yeah.
Jason X, if I think it was Jason X, had a funny kill scene where he puts one of the girls in like a sack and just hits her against
a tree.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry, that was.
Yeah.
What about the sheriff in Part 6 that he bent backwards?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Ouch.
Yeah. God.
All right. Here's some honorable mentions before I get to my number one pick. Jaws. Now, of course, the first one came out in 75, second one in 78. But, you know, Jaws 3D, which didn't do too well, 1983. And Jaws the Revenge in 1987. But for myself, that's when really in the 80s was when I saw Jaws myself for the first time. And you know what? I didn't want to go into the beach, into the water anymore. I would stay in the sand. I would be paranoid.
My parents lived near where when they filmed Jaws in Long Island, and they told me a story that people were terrified, and then Jaws 3D, you know, not even Louis Gossett Jr. could save that movie.
Yeah, and even near Amityville too. There's an Amityville in Long Island.
Yes.
Oh, and another movie that's like Jaws. I don't know if it came out in the 80s, but I don't know if it started in the 70s. But Piranha.
Oh yeah.
Piranha,
Yeah.
Scary.
I forgot about Piranha. Yeah.
Piranha and Piranha 2, the flying ones.
Right. Oh, I forgot about that. You're right.
So, continuing these honorable mentions, Psycho. Now, of course, the original came out in 1960, but Psycho 2 in 1983, and there was Psycho 3 in 1986. But yeah, that Psycho movie,
one of the most iconic
and the
scenes.
music, wow, amazing.
Most iconic scenes.
What about Mustache Mega Man becomes Sora? That was scary too.
That's bullying. Yeah, we saw that movie.
Cyberbullying.
Thank you, sir. The Lost Boys, 1987. Maniac Cop, 1988. Children of the Corn, 84. My Bloody Valentine, 81. April's Fools, 86. Pet Cemetery, 89. The Howling, 1981. Fright Night, 1985. Day of the Dead, 1985. The Fog, 1980. Teen Wolf. But yeah, but it's still under the category. It's under the category, fellas. So Teen Wolf, 1985. American Werewolf in London, 81. The Thing, 1982. The Shining, 1980. Yeah. So those are some honorable mentions, and of course, you know what? There's hundreds of other ones, and a lot of them B movies.
I got two.
Oh, all right.
Christine.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Cujo?
It's a great movie.
Cujo.
Cujo was there.
I like Cujo.
Phantasm 2.
Carrie. All gonna do all this stuff.
Nice.
Carrie was 70s.
Carrie was 70.
Number one. What is it?
Well, before we get to number one, I want to go ahead and get from each one of you what you feel in the 1980s is your number one, your scariest, the one that you did not go to sleep, the one that you did not step into the water, the one that when you turned off the light, you were screaming for mommy. So let's go around the table. What is your number one horror movie of the 1980s? Let's start off with OMB.
Probably not the scariest one, but for me, it was one that got me, you know, remembering it still to this day. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
For me was, you know, it's a comedy. It has comedic elements, but for me the part when they would actually shoot people and they'll turn them into like potatoes or eggs, and then they would grind them and they use them for energy. That was that to me was kind of scary. There's popcorn too, and I did remember one time also they caught a girl in like a bubble. And like she couldn't get out or something. Yeah, that to me there was a lot of scary clowns in that one. I mean, I'm not afraid of clowns, but that one, there was a lot of weird looking clowns that if anybody was terrified of clowns, that would be the movie that would get them.
And that's also where the little one actually uppercuts the guy and his head comes off. Everybody's like, oh, no.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Let's go with Mega Man, Mustache. So what would you say from your experiences? 1980 horror movie, ultimate favorite that you know about, young buck.
One of not Mustache, Mega Man.
Oh my god. How many names you freaking got, man? Come on. Oof.
This one came out in 1970. I think Andrew can help me out on this one. What was it? That one very scary film. It was in 1970.
Was it?
What's the name of this? Give us the name.
No, was it? Single Player One.
Name.
Player One's Birth.
Yeah, there we go.
Agreed. Yeah.
It was a hard comedy.
That was 70s movie.
Yeah.
It's a very late 70s movie. Yeah. Very late 70s.
You can kind of say it's almost 1980s.
Yeah, I guess almost. Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Ron Wise. So talk to us. 1980s. Ultimate number one on your list of horror.
All right. Confession. I was too scared of horror movies to watch them, so I didn't. So
Okay.
I think of the.
But which one?
I saw a few,
Okay.
and it's not so much that it gave me nightmares or anything like that, because a lot of stuff gave me nightmares. An honorable mention, I would say, and I kind of consider it horror, is Terminator.
Okay.
Oh wow.
The original one, yeah.
You know what?
I can see that.
Oh yeah, because he was
menacing in that movie.
The music, the way he killed a lot of those guys.
Yeah, he was.
Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
a good one.
I can picture you as a Terminator. Same scene in the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Terminating a Chinese buffet, right? Go ahead. Just say it. Terminating.
No, I'm just saying.
Chinese
Kung Pao
buffet.
chicken.
Nice night. Nice night for a walk, hey? Wash day tomorrow.
Give me your rice,
clean, right?
2 pork, and your oysters.
All right, GB. Your number one 1980s horror movie on your top list.
I will tell you this before I say, because I was gonna say Killer Clowns,
I'm sorry.
but that's fine. But I want to give 2 honorable mentions. I'm not too sure they were the 80s, but I remember watching it as a kid. It was Amityville Horror
Okay.
and
Amityville
Salem's
Horror.
Lot.
Well, actually, I think Amityville Horror is
That's
from the late
close.
Okay.
'70s.
Yeah, I don't know.
Late, like
I watched
78,
it as a
I want to
kid.
say.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. No, that one's.
So I want to say, honestly, Critters. They scare the crap out of me.
Oh
still.
man, yeah. I
Just
forgot
looking at
about
them,
that
they roll, they throw little spikes.
Yeah.
They eat you in a quick second.
Oh, for sure. All right, Player One. Top 1980 horror movie. 1980s.
You know, my grandfather used to introduce me to horror movies since I was a little kid, so not a lot of things scared me, but there was one movie or one documentary that was in the store, and when I rented it and I saw it, it scared me a lot, and I didn't want to see it again. It's called Faces of Death.
I knew it.
That,
Okay.
That's not even a
knew it.
horror.
That's
As soon as you-
1980s?
As soon as you said documentary, I knew
It was
it.
1980s?
Oh man. Oh,
That came out in 1980s?
Yeah,
yeah, it was
that's
Okay.
1980s.
yeah.
That's not even
Yeah, I
a
remember
horror.
seeing one of those.
That's
That's like I
It's,
said,
real
documentary.
All right. Thanks a lot for
yeah, no, I'm saying it's like
for turning
just
this
watching
segment
real
into
people
real
die.
dark,
It's
real life. We're talking about horror
Wasn't one of the
movies.
segments where
Well,
they
it was horrific.
display
I don't know if it was
like
real or not,
electrocuted?
but-
Yes.
I don't know, there's many of them.
I heard it wasn't real.
All right.
Oh, they're real.
That's why
They
I
were
mentioned
real.
it.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Monkey brains.
Okay, can you give me a
Rainbow
bubble
Bright.
I really, back in the 80s,
Yeah, 80s. Come on, man. Faces of Death.
I can't really say anything that was like that scared me.
One
Maybe
that you actually liked?
one that I really loved was Children of the Corn.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was an
Never saw
honorable
it.
mention. Yeah.
That was scary as heck.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Bogeynator.
I haven't seen that.
Was that straight to DVD or was straight to
No,
DVD?
straight to Chinese buffet. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go
okay,
ahead.
okay,
Just
okay.
say it.
Okay.
Went
You guys
straight
ever
to
seen
Chinese
it?
buffet.
No, it was straight to VHS.
Okay.
You guys ever see The Gate?
The what?
The Gate?
Oh, the Gate.
Oh, I was gonna say yeah. We see him right there. But the gate.
You know what was
Oh,
not
yeah.
mentioned? Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Of course.
What's the
Ooh.
one with the
Oof.
scanners? I think it was.
Scanners.
Scanners.
Yeah, Scatters.
Puppet Masters.
Puppet Masters.
Puppet Masters was good.
Yeah.
All right, so coming in at number one on my list of Bogy's top 10 1980 horror movie is A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 1, coming out in 1984. Domestic gross over $25 million. Several people are hunted by a cruel serial killer who kills his victims in their dreams. While the survivors are trying to find the reason for being chosen, the murderer won't lose any chance to kill them as soon as they fall asleep. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 came out in 1985. Part 3, Dream Warriors, 1987. Part 4, Dream Master, 1988. And Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child, in 1989. I can tell you that this one definitely made me think twice when the light freaking went off. So this is my number one choice here.
After Part 3, Freddy Krueger was no longer a scary guy, but somebody that everybody loved, man. Because at Part 3, he started making jokes and having really interesting deaths. It was like, yo, they love Freddy Krueger. Everybody just went nuts. They just loved him.
Yeah, I mean, he did have that dark humor that I guess they started getting. But yeah, it was definitely one of those. I mean, most of those killing scenes, the way he killed each one of his victims, were freaking horrific.
Which one was it where it's this guy who was like a track and field star, and then when he runs like the finish line, it actually like slices him in half?
It's
It's in one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So
I'm not watching this movie.
So this is segment again. This is episode 16 of Bogy's Corner, talking about my top 10 1980s horror movies. You guys go ahead and check out some of these, and they will, you know, scare the bejesus out of you. And I think a lot of these movies here will still hold up today with any child at our age watching one of these movies. All right, guys, so thank you so much here for watching. Again, another segment, another episode here of Bogy's Corner.
And we'll be right back with our final segment.
Enough said.
Game over.
rock on.
So it's crazy how we have two bogeys on set.
Oh, that's terrible.
Javier in the back.
We know who the bully is of the show.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know.
And only one of them,
Your wife knows.
and only one of them can fit 12 sausages and hot dogs in his mouth.
Oh.
Be nice, Javi.
And then the other one's slimy.
OMB.
Sorry.
Wow. Welcome back to our second segment of our Halloween special. And here today on the Gamer's Attic, we have none other than the retro. Messed up my line.
It's okay, go ahead.
Alright. Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamer's Attic. Huh?
Sorry, my fly was open already.
His fly was open. He was waiting for you, Alucard.
Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to the. Again? Hold on. For the third time.
You can close the document and cover everything in the allegation when you get.
Welcome to the Gamer's Attic. Takes 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
An angle
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I am player 1, the host with the most lives, and continues. I know, it doesn't make any sense.
Let me see what it says. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. All right, give it a 3, 2, 1. That's good, right?
Cool?
Yeah.
Liked it?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Why would you put the spoon back in the damn cup after you just eat it?
Oh man, that's
What do you
really
mean?
damn.
It is now infected with player 1 bacteria.
Because it's
Now
actually.
no one else can